All right. Good evening and good night, and welcome to the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. It is Thursday, November 18th, 2021. My name is David, a.k.a. Kimba, a.k.a. Christian. Bingy Soup, still on special assignment. He'll be back sooner than later. We come to you live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. until we are live on Facebook. Go to the It's Your Perspective Talk Show podcast Facebook page. We're there. You can also go to our YouTube channel, It's Your Perspective Talk Show. And guess what? We're also on Twitter. Link us up through there at VI Perspective. And we do have a guest on our show tonight. So as a result of that, we do have a telephone number available for our viewers, listeners, 340-513-2469. And as we continue to roll on here, I'll bring my guest online there. There she is right there. Angela Golden Bryan, welcome to the It's Your Perspective Talk Show podcast, and welcome back. I think you've been here a few times.
Yeah, thank you for having me, David.
All right, man. So how are you doing?
Oh, wow. Man, I am like burning it on both ends, if that even makes sense. I'm doing a lot.
Okay,
but
you're doing a lot.
It's good. It's all good.
Okay. So Angela is back here because she has been working on this a project. We'll call it a project for now, but it's it's a short documentary on the whole thing about Fireburn. And Angela, you came on our show. Soup and I were just talking about this the other day, where you came with your film crew, I guess.
Yes.
To our studio. While we were doing a show with you and recording it, your guys were recording us talk to you.
That's right.
Those things are always kind of fun, and we truly appreciate that. It was good stuff,
Yeah.
But back then, you were in the beginning phases of creating this documentary on Fireburn. Right. So let's take it from there real quick and kind of bring everybody current.
Great. Well, like I said, thank you so much for having me. And what's so cool is that you've been there, right there from the beginning in the journey. And as you said, you were interviewing me, Marjorie Tingle, the producer for the Fireburn documentary, and then our cinematographer / editor / director. I mean, he's a package deal, Joel Findelman. He was there doing the video work, and you wanted to ask him questions. He's like, no, I'm good behind the camera, but I wanted you to know you made the cut in the documentary. I didn't even get to be in the documentary. They filmed me and they cut me out. So congratulations to you and Soup.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Give the folks a little bit of history on what Fireburn is.
Yeah, well, basically, Fireburn, back in 1878. Which was the Virgin Islands were then the U.S. I'm sorry, they were then the Danish West Indies. It was post-emancipation. They were the laborers were no longer slaves. However, their working conditions were horrible, and they were being charged, just a lot of money to make a living. And so, on October 1st, 1878, which is contract day, they were supposed to be able to renegotiate contracts. That's when the notorious, infamous, wonderful, powerful Fireburn happened, which is when a lot of the laborers got together and burned down half of the island. And in that process, there are people that rose to fame, like the queens, so to speak. But basically, that's when we talk about Fireburn, the documentary, we're having this discussion about the event, as well as the people that made it happen and what was happening during that time that would create this the atmosphere for an event such as this.
Okay, so why did you pick that particular event to? You probably could have did a documentary on 101 different things, but why did you do Fireburn?
Wow, so it goes back to necessity. I was in an international speakers club called Toastmasters, and one of the books that I was working on for my speeches was storytelling, and I needed to tell a story. The story needed to be true, and it needed to take the audience on a roller coaster ride of emotions. And I'm reading this, I have no idea what to talk about. Then I go to a family party, and my aunts Gada and my aunt Ginny, they were talking about Fireburn. not the fire burn, it's a fire bun. And they were talking about it and how it would have been my great grandmother Mariah was there with her parents and her younger brother and sister during the fire burn, and how it was my ancestor Mariah's job to take the children, to hide them in the ditches, in the dirt, with rags, cloth, leaves, anything that she could find to keep them safe. And when I heard that story, the lights just went off, and I created a short story to tell the Toastmasters. People loved it. I started getting invited to other clubs to tell the story. I started winning awards on that story. And I'm like, what is this? These people know nothing about the Caribbean, nothing about the Virgin Islands, but they're resonating with the story. And so that story was really the beginning. And I don't know how much I can talk even more about it, but that was the beginning of my fire burn journey.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. And so you spoke to several people here,
Yeah.
elders and the like, and you sort of put all this stuff together, and you came up with this documentary. And I know in a sense before COVID kicked in, I know you had this sort of this grand vision of how this was all going to kind of play out, and then COVID came along, and then you had to sort of switch gears, because if COVID wasn't around, you would have already had the screening, if I remember correctly, right?
Absolutely. COVID put us about a year behind. And interestingly, all of these things can be retrospectively. But when my mom passed, she had left me some money, and I took a portion of that, and I said, you know what? This will be documentary money. And that was really naive, because I thought that it was going to be enough to make a documentary. And so during the pandemic, as I realized that it wasn't enough, that's when I realized, like, wow, there are people out there that would love to collaborate on a project with us. And that's when I found out about the Community Foundation of the Virgin Islands, and they have been so amazing. They helped us finish it in addition to excuse me, like Virgin Islands Caribbean Cultural Center at the University of the Virgin Islands. They help us, they gave us gifts, and then WTJX, they helped us film it. And so it was such a beautiful collaborative effort. And even now this screening is being funded from a grant from the from the Community Foundation of the Virgin Islands, with funding from the National Endowment for the Humanities, as well as project support. This is a mouthful from the Virgin Islands Council on the Arts and the National Endowment for the Arts in Washington, federal agency.
Okay.
So it's like, it has really been eye-opening for me, because I tend to like to do things on my own. And that's such a laugh, because something like this, it's impossible to do on my own. And I'm glad to have had this experience, meeting such wonderful people, you bringing me on the show, then being a part of the documentary, all the other interviewees, the people that are coming together. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And even like the screenings that we're going to talk about, there's no way that I could have pulled that off. And, I'd love to share, when you put it up on the screen, the people who came together to make it happen. But it's been an incredible process.
Okay. So when you say a short documentary screening, so would you just you're showing it, and I guess you're going to be talking, and with your laser pointer, and
no. I'm background. I have to know my place here. Basically, the format that the screenings will take place is we'll start off with some cultural music, warm everybody up, and really the title is to inform and to help people manage their expectations, because it is a 21-minute short documentary. Anything like over 40 minutes, 45 minutes, that's considered a feature. Under is a short. So I want people to understand, when you dress up and come out, it's a 21-minute film. Manage your expectations. If you're late, if you're on Cruisian time, Tobian time, Jonian time, whatever you want to call it, you're going to miss it. Okay?
I know, for real.
Exactly.
I know what you mean, man. No cruising time here.
Exactly.
And then the panel discussion. So what's that all about?
So after the music to warm you up, then the actual screening, there will be a Q&A panel. And the majority of the people, and I say majority because we do have one guest in St. John, Dr. Sewer, she's joining us, but the majority of the panelists will be people that were in the documentary. And I'm really looking forward to that, because in a Q&A with questions coming from the audience as well as the moderator,
Mm-hmm.
you have no idea what's going to come up.
Yes.
No idea. And that's like reality show right there, and how many people just love reality show. But really, in all seriousness, it's an opportunity for, after just having viewed the screening, listening to the people share, it's an opportunity to dive deeper with individuals as well as to have conversation. So I'm really looking forward. And by the way, for those that do not want to make it in person or are not able to make it in person, WTJX will be streaming it live on television. And we're going to be able to do it on Facebook as well. But definitely stay tuned for more information. And we'll be doing some live streaming on St. Thomas and St. John as well. So we're trying to really make this accessible to as many people as possible.
Okay. So when you mention WTJX streaming, that's sort of I don't know, kind of an awkward thing to say, because when you watch regular TV, we don't sort of view that as streaming. You just sit down and watch TV, but it gets neither here nor there.
And I may have the terminology incorrect, because I don't know, but I know, but the understanding is that it was supposed to be like live on like Facebook as well as on the television
station.
Exactly, the television. So thank you if I butchered the lingo, the technical. It's gonna be showing, okay?
Yeah. So it's funny you said it, because then if regular TV stations are streaming, then they've been streaming for years. They've been streaming, Magnum PI and the soap operas for years.
Streaming anyway, live from.
Just a little humor there.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Anyway, so I'm gonna show this flyer here. Yeah. And this flyer basically, Angela, has the dates for to see in the screening, and you can just go ahead and I guess you can see it too, right?
Yeah, I see it. I see it there. Yes.
Yeah, December 17th is going to be on St. Croix from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts.
That's right.
That's 10 Strand Street, Frederiksted, St. Croix. And then December 18th, the next day, you have two sessions, 4 to 6 p.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. at the Bajo del Sol Galleria, Mongoose Junction, and that's in St. John.
Mm-hmm.
And then you on the third day, December 19th, from 6 to 8 p.m. Antilles School, Prior Jolek.
And I probably butchered that as well. I believe it's Prior Jolek. But I'm sure the Tomians will correct us. They're like, no, it's this, but yeah, it's going to be at the Antilles School. Yes.
Yes, at Antilles School, and that is 7280 Frenchman Bay, St. Thomas.
That's right.
So that's basically roughly a month from now. All of these roughly around 17th, 18th, and 19th of December. Do you want to touch on some of the sponsors here, or?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I was saying, it would not have been possible with the grants that we receive, the Community Foundation of the Virgin Islands, as well as Virgin Islands Council on the Arts, but also even with funding, we still need to have collaboration. And WTJX, in St. Croix, as well as the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts, they're like, yes, we're going to make this happen. And then in St. John, Bajo del Sol Art Museum, and the people that brought that together, and I would not have known, anything about, were the directors of the Reich Hall Center, Performing Arts, as well as the Virgin Islands Museum Civic Cultural Center. And they came together with all of the names, and hey, this is who you need to call for the moderator. Then it was just such a wonderful collaboration. So it's great to have just this wonderful team to bring these events to all three islands.
Perfect. And Angela, you are the president, CEO, the lady in charge of the Fireburn Foundation.
Yes, yes. That it's so funny how things happen. When, like I said, my mom passed away. I wanted to have a portion, a few $100s. I was thinking that I could, put into a fund and it can be used on the island and stuff like that. And, I called around to see how I could get it done. And I remember one of my calls is like, oh yes, we can, open up a fund for your mom for $10,000. Like, oh, okay. Now I wasn't thinking $10,000, and I thought about it and it prompted me. I was like, well, why not open up my own 501c3 and see what could happen. And so, once again, my mom and, the gift that she left me, I started the Fireburn Foundation, brought on board members who thought it was a great idea. And we've been morphing because, as you can imagine, a nonprofit is just like anything else. It is an organization that lives and breathes and it just takes on a life of its own. And so when we first started, we're talking about, what we're gonna serve the underserved in the local community, which, I'm in Florida right now, but we're also gonna go globally, but specifically the Virgin Islands. And what it has turned into really is, listen to the mission statement. I have to read it because I haven't memorized it yet. But
Okay.
I haven't memorized it yet, but the mission statement of the foundation is to passionately honor the proud Virgin Islands heritage, celebrate its unique culture, and empower future generations by providing educational and artistic tools, resources, collaborative support, and inspiration. And that just hit the nail on the head when it comes to what we do as a foundation. Is we like to create projects and, put it back into the community.
Okay, perfect. And so the next flyer that we have here is the one that you sent me that talks about,
Yes.
I guess the awards, and talk a little bit about that whole process, because you were always posting on social media that when you won or you got a nomination, but under the wins, you got the best documentary short.
Yes.
That's at the Chicago Indie Film Awards.
Yeah.
And then you got the best producer, Luminous Frames Film Festival. And then you got the Audience Choice Award, International Black and Diversity Film Festival. And then you got the best documentary, Jafargo. Is that how you pronounce that?
Your pronunciation is just as good as mine. I would probably call it the Jarfugo,
Okay.
but we probably both massacre in it.
Yeah. International Film Festival.
Yeah.
And so how does that whole process work? I mean, so you did the documentary, and I guess you submitted to these different entities, and then I guess they have their people, I guess, that look at it, and then they decide if yes, no, maybe so.
Exactly. That's basically what the process is like. And having never gone through the process before, I thought that basically you make a film, you submit it, and everyone says, yes, we love your film and we're going to accept it. And once I started the process, that's when people, filmmakers, were like, you got accepted? You got accepted? And they were shocked. I'm like, yeah. And it was ignorance, because that's when they explained to me that being even accepted into a film festival, that is like a hand clap right there, because not all films get accepted into film festivals. It's a highly competitive process.
Okay.
And so to have that laurel that says you are an official selection is a big deal. And of course, it's an even bigger deal when the laurel says winner, because now you've gone through the process. Not only have they accepted you and said, yes, your film is worthy of our attention, and putting before our group of judges to take a look at it and measure it against other films in its category, length, genre, or whatnot. Okay. And so, I mean, I've just been like humbled and grateful every time I get a notification via the email that says, you've won, you've been selected. And it's been such an amazing process.
Yeah, and you have a lot of nominations here too.
Yeah.
Best documentary short by the Sidewalk Film Festival, short documentary Toronto International Women Film Festival. Skip a couple semifinalists. Flickers Rhode Island International Film Festival. Skip a couple more. Atlanta Urban Media Makers Film Festival. Skip a couple more. Best Director, Luminous Frames Film Festival. Skip one more, and then the Best Experimental Short Luminous Frames Film Festival 2021.
And interestingly, what I thought was, it was cool about all of them, but about Luminous Films is that film festival takes place in Denmark. And so I thought that was really cool that we received so many nominations from them. And then we actually won Best Producer from this film festival that's in Denmark, because as you know, the relationship about the Fireburn is that we were a property. We were owned by Denmark at the time. And so for a film festival in Denmark to take a look at this film, which probably cannot be that easy for them to digest, but to not only look at it and then to say, wow, you have earned Best Producer, we're going to nominate you for all these things, was really, I really appreciated that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you get a chance to talk to any of these people, or all of this was just via like email?
All of it is email, and it's like a job in itself, because as with any type of event, there's going to be lots of updates and emails and requirements, and we need this, and we need that. So if you can see all of those things, just think of like 10 emails for each of them coming in, and you having to answer. And so it's a lot of work and very minimal talking. A lot of it is done through emails.
Email, okay. I got you. And then there's one more section here. It's called the official selections. Central Florida Sinfest, Urban Media Makers Festival, Caribbean Tales International Film Festival, Central Florida Short Night, Indie Night Film Festival, and New Haven International Film Festival, all 2021. But what do they mean by official selections?
So official selections, everything on this page was an official selection. That's when they have said, yes, come on, we want to see your film in our festival because we think it's worthy of being seen. And you move from official selection to being nominated, and it narrows it down.
Okay.
And then from nominated, you either win or you don't win. So everything on this page, we were official selections for.
Okay.
But in those bottom ones, they watched it and they're like, oh, okay, that was great, but we're not going to nominate you for anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas the ones that moved up to nominations, like, oh wow, this is like the second round. We think that they're the best documentary. Now we're gonna put it against these other three films. Oops, you didn't win that one, but now we go up to wins what you did win. So it's like a process.
Yeah, it's like a tier. Yeah,
exactly.
I got you.
And they're all honored. I mean, it's wonderful to be in any of them because they said yes. Many films, you get the letter. Thank you so much. This was a difficult decision for us to make, but we have to deny. We're not able to take your film, and that's common, very common.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you got some of those, but you seems like you got a lot of yes. We like your documentary.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, we got a lot. We got a lot, and it was funny. I would look at some of them. They were like from Africa. A lot of them were like from Africa. And I was like, come on, man! Don't you want to hear what happened to us after we left?
I got you. Well, congratulations on all of this. I mean, this is exciting. I know you were posting on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's just exciting, man, to see all of this stuff here. So our guest tonight is Angela Golden Bryan. She has put together a documentary on the whole historical event that happened here on St. Croix in particular, called Fireburn. It is a short documentary screening and panel discussion that's going to be held December 18th on St. Croix. December 17th on St. Croix, December 17th on St. Croix, December 17th on St. Croix. Two times, got it. December 18th will be on St. John, and there are two screenings, 4 to 6 and then 7 to 9. And then on December 19th, it is going to be in St. Thomas.
That's correct.
That is correct. And you have to RSVP
Yes.
to reserve a seat at this event. Yeah. So I know a lot of people are excited.
Yeah, we are super excited. We are.
Yeah, that's still an event that I think a lot of people here on St. Croix. It's sometimes people talk about it like it just happened yesterday. It's just a thing that it's kind of set us free.
Yes.
In a sense, onto the path. And then I'm going to pop this up here. Angela, look at your screen there. Do you see that?
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Miss Carol. Thank you. Yes, it's very competitive. Yes, thank you. And I so love it when people are celebrating, because really this is our win. Our story is being told in our voice. I love it, because the narrative can so often change. And I've told this story before that I got to hear one person from Denmark, and I'm sure not everyone in Denmark believes this or says this, but he basically said that the reason why the fire burn happened was because after the men got paid, they would take their money and drink and get drunk and lay around in the gutters, and the women were so mad they decided to burn down half the island.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the narrative that he heard, and I'm like, whoa, okay, we need to tell our story.
I got you. So a short documentary screening and panel discussion. For those of you that go, I guess we'll be able to ask questions of not so much of you, but of the panel.
Yeah. It's like, don't. Hey, that's why we have the experts being interviewed, and that's why I didn't even make it in the documentary, because hey, look, I just helped put it all together. That's it.
Your part is done. Okay.
Exactly. In my books, I make stuff up. I've been accused of making stuff up, writing fiction. So yeah, I said let's get some people who really know what they're talking about.
The truth, right? I got you. So this is a short documentary screening and panel discussion on the event called Fireburn. That happened. When was that? That was
1878. October 1st, 1878.
1878. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
And so there's 3 screenings, one on each island. December 17th is on St. Croix at the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts, and that's on
right.
10 Strand Street in Frederiksted. On December 18th, it's at the Baja El Sol Galleria, and that's Mongoose Junction, St. John. That's 4 to 6 and 7 to 9, 2 screenings on that day. And then December 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Antilles School in Frenchman Bay, St. Thomas.
That's right.
And it's free.
It's free.
RSVP is required.
Yes.
Government mandated COVID-19 protocols are in place.
Yes.
So we definitely can't forget about it. In this good celebration time, we still have to be mindful that we have to, stay 6 feet apart. And wear your mask as required. So.
Yeah, and that's a big reason why we need the RSVP, because space is limited due to the COVID restrictions, and so we need to make sure when you show up, your name is on the list.
Yes, I understand completely. So Angela, any final thoughts? Any final words?
Wow, I can't think of anything. I'm just like humbled and filled with joy and gratitude at the responses and the cooperation and the collaboration and the opportunity to meet so many incredible people that had I just been doing Angela without the Fireburn Foundation, I would never have met.
Okay.
It's been a real blessing. It really has.
I know you probably cannot wait until this is over with.
That
just
too.
Just to get all this, the anxiety, the pressure. I know you're happy too. But get all this stuff off your shoulder, and then take a breather, and then maybe you'll do something maybe another documentary. Who knows? Something on the lighter side. I don't know. I don't know what
Yes.
you're doing in the forefront of your head there. But
Well, something's already cooking.
oh,
but
really?
I'm
Okay.
not going to announce it until after the screening.
Okay.
So,
Well, that makes
yeah,
sense.
yes, yeah.
You don't want to get people distracted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got to stay focused. Finish this. But yeah, you're so right. It's been a lot of work, and even my background is psychology, and when we're looking at stressors, even wonderful, joyful things can be huge stressors. A lot of people just think of the negatives, but getting married, moving, the birth of a child, all those things are items or events that can produce tremendous stress. And so I have to admit, I'm feeling some of that now, because it's a wonderful, beautiful thing, but a lot is going into it. It really is. And so yeah, I'll definitely be celebrating when it all comes to fruition, like having a baby, birth it, and then go on to the next baby.
Yeah. That's right. The next project.
Yes.
All right. I guess tonight.
You in, because I'll fill you in.
Okay. Yes, please do. Please do.
You just have to invite me back. That's all.
Huh?
You just have to invite me back. That's
of
all.
Of course. You're always welcome on the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. So our guest tonight is Angela Golden Bryant. She has put together a short documentary called The Fireburn. She has a screening and a panel discussion coming up in December. December 17th on St. Croix, December 18th on St. John, December 19th on St. Thomas. Please RSVP. It's free. COVID protocols are in effect for this event. Once again, I want to thank you for coming out. It's always a blast to talk to you, Angela.
My pleasure.
It's almost over. You got about another month. The high anxiety, finalizing everything, make sure everything's in order, making sure people are doing what they're supposed to do and things are getting done. And then I guess on the 19th at 8:01 p.m., you can let your hair down.
Wait. The 19th, 7 to 9, 9:01. 9:01.
Yes, 9:01.
Yes,
9:01.
Yeah. Okay. I'm counting down the hours. I even know. Yes, I know the hours.
I got you. And Angela has a website too. If you look on the bottom of the scrolling screen there, it is called fireburndocumentary.com. What are they going to be able to see on that website real quick?
Yeah, this documentary, this website is specific to the documentary. So you'll be able to see everyone who is in the documentary. You will be able to see the teaser for the documentary. You'll be able to see the crew, the people, our sponsors and the restaurants who helped us. You'll be able to read like a statement, producer statement, director statement. So it basically has tons of information. Also, so pretty much just basic information about the documentary and the team, the cast, and the crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Once again, thank you, Angela, for coming out and being
pleasure.
a part of the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. Real quick, I just want to say that we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're also on Twitter. Today is Thursday. We'll be back next week. We got a fun show already lined up for next week, Tuesday. I don't want to give it away just yet, but definitely tune in. It will be a blast. So on that note, Angela, thank you once again. This is the It's Your Perspective Talk Show podcast. Everybody be safe, stay 6 feet apart, and wear your mask. On that note, everybody have a great weekend and be safe. Thank you and good night.